In case you need some catching up on the events of Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings, I'm just fooling. Don't worry, that movie doesn't get brought up. Whatever happened to Pumpkinhead's son, little Tommy Pumpkins? Just assume he joined the circus because he's not brought up again in the third film or the fourth film. But like the second film featuring Andy Robinson from Hellraiser, we at least need to continue the tradition of Hellraiser people being in the film. We had Lance Henriksen of Hellraiser Hellworld in the first, plus he's back in this film too as Ed Harley. This one is filmed in Romania, just like Hellraiser Deader. The special effects are by Gary Tunnicliffe, who worked on the Hellraiser films and directed Hellraiser Judgment, and Pinhead himself, Doug Bradley, makes an appearance too. Obviously feeling slighted that the second had Jason Voorhees and Leatherface, but no Pinhead? Come on in the third film! It's not direct-to-video like the second. No, instead it's a TV movie that aired on the Sci-Fi Channel on October 28th, 2006. Happy Halloween, assholes! Here's a fun-sized pack of raisins and a lower-budgeted Pumpkinhead. I kid, I've got good feelings about this. It's from Phantasmagoria director Jeff West, and it has to be a certified fresh sequel. The cinematographer is Eric Wilson. He shot Paddington 2. Give those raisins back. We're having marmalade this Halloween. The plot feels more like a sequel than the second one did, as this time the Demon of Vengeance is summoned through the body of Ed Harley to get revenge on an evil mortician. Just saying, you were so close to having Pumpkinhead versus Dr. Giggles. Just as long as we get in that mid-2000s screensaver opening credits that probably look more like a video game intro than the actual Pumpkinhead video game. This is gonna be the best of the PD films. It looks like the lights got shut out on the set and they lost the credits. Hang on, they gotta be around here somewhere. Anyone up there gonna turn the generator on? We gotta show these names somehow. Also, if we pretend like we're lost, we can go real slow and stretch these credits out as long as possible. If this were a VOD movie today, the credits would be 5 minutes longer and placed over a slow drone shot of the swamp. It even opens a little like the first as well. Someone in the woods is running away from Pumpkinhead, only it'll be easier if we shoot at 2 in the afternoon. As for the creature... Who needs a badass monster in a suit when instead it can look really bad? It's all a dream anyway.
Damn it, Bund, I told you to move that damn body. Now do it. It's stinking the place up.
Doug Bradley is from the Liverpool district of Mississippi. Also, like the first, it's starting with a dog getting them all in trouble. Don't follow that dog. You'll get hit by another motorcycle or get distracted and one thing leads to another and you're inside the town mortuary. This place really has gone to shit. How can Cade be funding this place? He really needs to come in and inspect it to make it all better. I love that Ed Harley dresses far better as a ghost than he ever did in the first.
I seen you die.
You're living on borrowed time, bud.
In Purgatory, we have a fine men's warehouse. It took me longer than I'd care to admit to realize that that's supposed to be the adult Bunt from the first. As for the nosy young people, they're new.
How in the hell did he get in here? After him, boys.
I don't know who any of you are! It appears they've stumbled into an organ harvesting racket where the evil Doc Frazier is selling off organs and doing away with the bodies. That's alright, I'm sure a nice crime lord probably needs my liver more than me. And see, what did I tell you? It's still the dog's fault. Over here! He's over here! I'm awfully tired of y'all summoning the demon of vengeance, while I just want to bury my bones without anything rising from the ashes as an offering to Satan. As bad as Pumpkinhead looked earlier, the part where he's pulling organs out of the man looks fine, so the effects are inconsistent, like the accents.
I ain't got that kind of money laying around. I write you on IOU.
You think I can keep providing free medical care for this town on IOUs?
Where the hell in the South are you all from? As for the guy who got his liver removed, he's okay for the time being. He made it out of the swamp, or I'm sure there's no infection in his wound. And it was nice of the doctor to still stitch him back up before dumping the body. We'll take this to Sheriff Totally Not from Romania. Same with the prisoners he's taking in.
Come on! Your hands off of my brother!
Well, now.
Listen, before more organ harvesting, maybe we should all hold a town meeting on what accents we should settle with. This leads to the discovery of multiple bodies on the Wallace family farm. So Molly Sue was right, and she's gonna let the sheriff have it. God damn! Don't let this body farm get in the way of the personal drama.
Leave her be. Whole town don't need to know about you and her.
Our mom was in there.
Okay, now go pinch her in the ass. The Wallace family has been up to no good for far too long. Look, this time Bunt is played by Douglas Roberts, Killer Larry from Patch Adams. You're lucky this doctor didn't summon a vengeance demon. You can tell that the budget is a lot lower, but at least the pumpkin patch still looks mostly like it did in the first, unlike the Pet Cemetery stand-in they had in the second. Ed's body even has on the necklace still that his son made for him. Like, damn, you really can just skip over the second one. Hell, it almost starts like a sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where dozens of bodies are found on a farm. Only here, one happens to be Ed's Pumpkinhead corpse. That's why Witch Haggis comes back to identify the body.
This one belongs to me.
We've decided to go a more spirit Halloween approach to the witch, as opposed to the first, where I'm fairly certain she was an actual witch. Let's take a break. Haggis has to get her corpse back. No need for the police to ask why, or if she's got any more bodies stashed. We're back. Let's get to know Haggis a little more.
People say you got powers.
I can't bring back the dead.
Oh, well, that's fine. I really just wanted to know the lottery numbers. Now Molly Sue is hell-bent on revenge against the Wallaces for swapping out their loved ones' bodies with random ashes. Just throwing this out there, have you tried going to civil court? No need to bring souls and eternal damnation into the mix. It'll be easy to talk to the witch. Like before, she's never learned to lock the door. She just sits there watching her Father Dowling Mysteries reruns like usual. If you're allowed to ask questions though, can we at least establish whether she knows the witch from the second movie? Are they related? Is there a turf war between them? Some effects still look okay, or at least it's shot dark and quick to where they kinda pull it off until it starts not looking okay. And with the Wallaces locked up, it'll be easy for Pumpkinhead to find them.
Doc?
I love that Pumpkinhead knocked first. Now the effects are looking unfortunate again. It's not that the script is bad, it's just a bit of a fall from grace with how cool the creature looked in the others. Even that's inconsistent too, because when they escape, there's some shots that look okay again, I guess depending on the lighting. However, the doc isn't taking this seriously.
Hey, relax. Crystal meth y'all take's making you paranoid.
No, it's not from the meth.
Did you get my meth from Lenny?
Okay, maybe it's a little of the meth. Despite the accents being all over the place, Doug Bradley is good in it, as he's at least making for a fun villain, and he is a pretty big part of the movie instead of just, we spliced him in here a few times so we could put him on the cover. And Molly Sue has some good thinking too. As soon as she started getting the visions of Pumpkinhead extracting his revenge, she immediately realized that that's not normal and decided to go to the doctor for a checkup. A couple of extra strength Tylenol will clear up those demon visions. I mean, I for one trust any doctor who has a skull on his shelf. That means he's trained and has operated before. I am having trouble following who is who though. I can't remember who this guy is. All I know is that Pumpkinhead is sick and tired of him peeping through the sorority windows. Oh, Jesus, I need more Tylenol, Doc. Stat. Make sure you escape when he's distracted. Well, I bet he knows you're there now. You idiot, you could have gotten away if you didn't make all that racket. While they're getting use out of Doug Bradley, Lance Henriksen, on the other hand.
Yes, you are, Bob Wallace. You reap what you sow.
There's really no reason he's in this. The first didn't have Force ghosts from the previous summoner haunting him. He's just there so he can be on the box. Hell, they already have a character from the first, and clips too.
You saw it when you were a kid, right?
That was back when I was played by Pino from Silent Night, Deadly Night 5. And some other differences too.
Is it any different?
Seems a lot bigger than the first time I did its killing.
No, it doesn't. If anything, the flashbacks remind us how much more terrifying he was in the first, and how much better used Lance Henriksen was.
That's right, Bob. You're telling it right.
Excuse me, I got this. We're just going through all the events of the other with no mention of the second. You can keep going all you want, but nothing will top the dog's recap from my opening in the Pumpkinhead 2 review. This is padded out more so than the credits.
Ed Harley shot himself?
He tried to anyways. She shot him dead.
My God, then what happened? Well, then it cut to the end credits. Here, let me read them all out for you. A lot of the movie looks like it can't decide if it wants to take place in the present or the 1700s.
In Genesis, we know that God saw that the wickedness of man was great.
Just saying, a nice painting of Christ would do wonders in the background. And just have Pumpkinhead go through the front door. Shots of him climbing the church are very, cable TV looking. If I saw this shot on its own, I'd think it was the bad effects from the last Jeepers Creepers movie I saw. And it doesn't get better from him climbing the building. Good news, the church got a new PlayStation. We learn new things about Pumpkinhead this time, like how holy water only makes him mad. Very, very mad. I bet you wish you didn't waste that water on him, huh, Father? Much like Christ would do, they're trying to get all the demons out of church with a freaking gun. Or was that Carmen who did that? I can't remember. This honestly could have been a pretty good scene if the effects weren't so distracting. I'm more convinced by the old ad from the first one that had Pumpkinhead hilariously holding up a VHS of the movie. And I've gone from being confused by the accents to now being confused by the ADR.
Ronnie's dead. Who's next?
The ones that did us wrong.
Us. Is there anything left of us?
Why is that guy dubbed with an appropriate-ish accent? Hell, they're almost doing lines from other movies.
It seems like the very devil himself has taken up residence in our little town.
Thanks, Dr. Loomis. Let's just try shooting him 6 times again. It might work. There are some funny parts, like how Bunt is trying to get the body off the roof before the guy notices. Hallelujah, it's raining men! Not only is Molly Sue getting visions of the killings, but same with the rest of the young people who were there to summon the demon. Over halfway into it, I'm still not entirely sure why you all need to be here, and why you couldn't all just be condensed into the Molly character. Oh wait, here's why there's more main characters. The doc wants to kill them all in the hopes that killing the people who started the curse will end the curse. So, higher body count, that's why they're here. You all have more than enough material needed to defeat the monster. Look, just give him one of the Hellraiser puzzle boxes. There's a stack of them right there in the doc's office, just like how the Necronomicon made an appearance in the second film. That can help you out more than Ghost Ed Harley just peeping through the windows every now and then. Or repeating stuff from the first, like them returning to the witch and wanting to call off the curse.
Why have you come back?
To see if there's a way to stop it.
There's not. Okay then, we tried. You guys don't need any magic. All you gotta do is act tough around the witch. I'm sure that'll work.
You don't scare me, old woman. Everything has an end. This too.
It's not gonna be the end. There's one more after this. Let's take another break. The doctor's still making house calls. He does still have a business to run. Now that we're back, the doc is gonna fix them all up but good, with a special concoction to make that headache go away. It's called heroin. Nothing will stop him, I mean, except for Hurricane Pumpkinhead outside. We also think there might be a sea creature with tentacles out there. I'm shocked that going to the Sci-Fi Channel didn't make the effects better. At least now they've figured out that the Doctor is evil.
How can Doc have anything to do with this?
Because he's played by Doug Bradley. How are you all this slow? And what's with all the peeking in the windows? I kinda like that it's a double slasher film, with Pumpkinhead as the monster, but then Doug Bradley is also going around stalking young people getting out of the shower, who are all being heavily warned the Doctor is after them.
And he's gonna kill everyone that raised a demon, and that includes you.
And people in this town think I'm nuts.
How is this so hard for you to believe? He's in your closet. Molly Sue does have the right idea. She's like, well, I'm leaving town. You can all deal with the demons of vengeance on your own. Her big mistake, though, checking into the room right next to Lenny the meth dealer, where of course the doc and his minions need an extra little score. As for where the hell Bunt is...
Run, 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 run.
He's wherever they need an extra Ed Harley scene for no reason. They also think they can set things right by giving all the bodies a proper cremation. Either that, or it's finally figuring out how to get Freddy Krueger into the series. Why not? Everyone else is in these. Sure is a lot of bodies they have to burn. Seems like it would take days, but with a proper montage, we can do it in minutes.
Ashes to ashes.
Dust to dust.
Just keep it to ashes, that'll be a shorter subtitle. Honestly, I don't even know how much Pumpkinhead needs to be in this. The more interesting plot is evil Doug Bradley trying to kill people who ruined his body harvesting business. The movie is a mixed bag. It's not as bad as I remembered it when I first saw it back in '06. Script-wise, it's okay. On paper, it reads like a good enough follow-up to the first. It doesn't divert nearly as much as the second, and it's got a good set of villains. The Ed Harley stuff is forced, but having an adult Bunt in it connects it well enough to the other. Even the location feels closer to the original than the second, and they are trying to work well enough with the budget as far as the lighting and some shots go. But where the budget really sinks it is the effects. It's not that it's the worst effects I've seen in a Sci-Fi Channel movie, but when you can't help but compare it to the others, it does look extra bad. They really should have kept a guy in a suit, then a lot could have been forgiven. Who doesn't want to see Pumpkinhead fight Pinhead? Well, after that, the meth heads should be easy to take care of.
Take me home.
That's literally what she wanted. Also, the dock isn't done blowing up yet. He's fine. See, if Pinhead can survive blowing up in space, blowing up onto a car is nothing. I mean, he only has a couple more people to kill before the curse ends. No! Damn it, if Bunt were to die, we'd have no choice but to bring the dog back for the 4th. And we paid a lot of money for that CGI Pumpkinhead tail. Guess that should be what finally kills the doc. Makes more sense than her offing herself to finish the curse by crawling into the fire. There's guns around. You could have picked a less painful way to do this. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Pumpkinhead dying isn't gonna look as cool as it did in the original. Why is he Ed again? Shouldn't he now be the people who started the new curse? Not sure if the events of the film will be mentioned in the 4th, since apparently the Men in Black show up to take them away, and I assume wipe their memories clean. Why is it a government conspiracy now? No matter, she can bury the corpse back in the pumpkin patch, and somewhere Tommy Pumpkins is still playing with his fire truck. The end. If you made it through the 3rd, you might as well watch the 4th, as they were shot back to back, so a handful of months later, Pumpkinhead 4 Blood Feud aired on the Sci-Fi Channel in February of 2007. That does it for me, folks, and remember, if you summon a demon, don't stop it by crawling into a furnace. That'll really, really hurt.
It's over. Oh, no, it ain't.